attention.
Hyderabad Punjab Express Dayabasi Station Netaji Bhavan. Hereby down.
Punjab was on some mission and they came out with their bazookas because they have just been hammering that ball across the boundary line. They have managed 245 in their 20 overs, a belter there, but they made the most of it. Shreyas Iyer, 82 of 36, Prabsimran, 42 of 23, Priyansh got 36 of 13, and then Stoinis finished it off very well for them. You are watching Voltas presents Cricbuzz Live. I'm Saiyami and I've got Rohan and Joyda with me. We asked for fireworks. They sure did put on a fire show for us today, Punjab.
What do you say? 30% of the balls bowled, 120 balls, you look, 35 of them, 18 fours, 17 sixes have gone for boundaries. I mean, the rate at which they've hit boundaries today is not, it's amazing. And the pressure from the very top. No, I mean, absolutely, you start from Priyansh comes out there, one young guy. So Priyansh is putting pressure. Shreyas Iyer is putting pressure. Prabsimran is putting pressure. Nehal Vadera puts pressure on you. Each and every one of them puts pressure. And then right at the end, Marcus Stoinis comes and says, do you know, you guys are batting one of the best, T20 finishers in the batters in the world at number 7. This is a ridiculous batting lineup. And, they don't even have to worry about Glenn Maxwell scoring or not scoring. They are getting 245 like a walk in the park without him doing anything.
I'm just going to again touch upon something that Joyce said. He said 35 boundaries and sixes. There's a stat which tells you that in a T20 game, about 90 deliveries are either a single or a dot ball. And that's been the case throughout leagues across the world over the last year and a half or two. That means you're actually playing with 30 deliveries which go for fours and sixes or, twos. Now, how do you maximize those 30 deliveries? If you maximize those 30 deliveries like how Punjab have, you get to a score of 220, 230. But that's the stat. 90 deliveries, around 90 deliveries on an average are either a single or a dot ball. When you think about scores of 230, 240, 250, you'd never think that majority of the balls that are bowled will either be a single or a dot. But it's just crazy.
But, we're talking about what they've done and how they've maximized their opportunities. It was just from the word go, Joyda, because Priyansh, this youngster, came and he was striking at 276 because in the 36 that he got, he hit 4 sixes. So they don't want to do any running around. They just want to come and hit it hard.
See, and there's a difference here also. I mean, Prabsimran also got runs. But Prabsimran was hitting the ball. Priyansh was effortless.
Just 182 strike rate.
Unbelievably effortless.
182.
Unbelievably effortless. The way he hits those sixes, that guy is going to play for India. There's no doubt at all. Because to be able to hit with that kind of clean hitting and timing, it's a very, very rare capacity.
But that's the beauty of it, Joy. The depth that Indian cricket has. Obviously, if you play like that, you have the ability and talent to play for India. But it's also about when you get those runs. At the moment, there's so many other openers in front of him.
Yeah. He's like getting to an IRCTC website. REC1, REC2, REC3, Sanju Samson waiting, Abhishek Sharma waiting, Yashasvi Jaiswal waiting. Yeah. Everyone's waiting in line.
No, Michael always said that India has 3 teams that they can play, and there's reason enough why he says that, because they just keep producing this talent one after the other. But that opening partnership that they set up really gave Shreyas Iyer the comfort to really go and load and do what he did. 66 was that partnership there.
I think Shreyas Iyer is in the kind of form and touch at the moment that whether there was a partnership or not, he'd be loading and batting the way he did. He's just in sublime form at the moment. But obviously, when you get a partnership like that, 66 of just 24 deliveries.
I want to go back and show you. Just take that partnership up again, and I'll tell you one thing. Look at the Iyer-Maxwell partnership. It's an 18 ball.
37.
Sorry.
And Maxwell's contribution?
3. Maxwell's got 3 runs in 7 balls. So
think about it. It's mad. It's crazy. But when you get a start like that, 66 of 24, what it does for someone like Shreyas Iyer is, who's in sublime touch as it is, he's coming into bat when the bowlers are already on the back foot. At that point, the bowlers are thinking in the power play, not about getting him out, but trying to say, okay, listen, we need to try and
Restricts
go
up,
at 10 or 12. If you can go at 10 or 12 and over, it's a excellent over. So the mindset of the bowler changes. Instead of getting him out, you're thinking, oh, now look, we've got to restrict runs over here. So it makes the job a little easier for a player of Shreyas' ability.
Joyda, we know if we talk about that innings progression, they were 89 in the power play. We really thought this was going to go 300 par at one point because of the way they were playing. But just that second phase when they slowed down and 31 runs is what they got. And even that Harshal's over, I think it was the 17th or 18th over where he gave away 5 runs. But otherwise, it looked like they were all set to go above 300.
No, absolutely. And I'll tell you one thing. The funny thing about it is that this is... most of the Sunrisers bowlers actually bowled decently. I thought Zishan Ansari bowled really, really well. I thought Harshal Patel towards the end came and bowled well. I thought towards the end, the last Cummins over is when he finally got his length. The only bowler who just had a terrible day, you have to say, is Shami, who looked out of colour in the front. And not only that, he didn't look like taking wickets. I mean, 4 for 75, that's a day he'd really, really, really want to forget. Those are terrible. But all of them, Ehsan Malinga was clever with the ball up front. You see, you're going to get hit, but there were still redeeming features out there. But I think that's the thing, that if 4 of the 5 bowlers have given you something and you still go for 245, it tells you something about their attacking intent.
And the pitch, because there was really nothing.
There was nothing.
It was
It's a road. It's not a pitch. It's a road.
It's proper concrete road.
Yeah, it's where you just, plonk your front foot forward and just, you're not worried about deviation. You're not worried about, you can hit off a length. You can fully trust what shot you want to play across the line. It's a pitch where most batters would like to, wrap it up in their kit bag and take it wherever they want, wherever they go to play.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit more because Shreyas has made it so easy now that he keeps getting those runs that we feel like it's just another innings. But again, he has come out and led from the front. 82, I thought, okay, this time it's going to be 100. I know that it's not a great thing to celebrate these milestones, but that 97 was, he couldn't finish it the other day. Today he looked like he was all set, but obviously not playing on his mind.
Yeah, and he was angry with himself.
Yes.
He was angry with himself not because didn't get the 100. He was angry with himself because he knew that he's cost his team 15-20 runs because his going would take the momentum away. And that actually happened because in effect there were a couple of overs, a lot of dot balls. Still Stoinis again, ramped it up right at the end, which he did fantastically. But that's the point. He's today, and this kind of pitch is ideal for the kind of slightly open new stance shares that you're seeing because the way he bats now, he trusts the pitch. You have to trust the pitch. There's 1 foot open. He's just waiting now. It's hand-eye coordination. He's so supremely, his timing is so supremely good. And again, he's also on that RSC1, RSC3 line. I mean, he's not even considered in our T20 team.
Yeah, but he should be now.
I mean, where do you
What else can he do now to be considered? He's been doing everything. Every innings he comes out. The Champions Trophy, we've seen what he's been doing.
And it's not just runs. It's the way he's batting and the strike rate. You look at his strike rate. I was talking to Viru downstairs and he said, look, as long as Shreyas is there, he's not one who's going to stop. He's going to keep batting. He's going to keep playing his shots. Score 82 runs at a strike rate of nearly 228. And just going back to the point you're making about milestones and hundreds, I think they need to be celebrated. But if the milestones come at the cost of the team, then maybe not. But the way Shreyas bats, it was never going to come at the cost of the team. It was all, if he gets it, it would probably be from, you would have got in the next 5 or 6 deliveries. So I think milestones like getting 100, they should be celebrated. Getting a fifer, getting a hat-trick, it should be celebrated. Obviously, you hear a lot of talk about, we don't play for milestones. But then we've seen matches where, if the game's in this thing, you'll defend and let the opposition go. Then you are playing in a certain way for milestones. So while, and I'm saying it's okay, as long as it's not detrimental to the team. It's fine. It's something that, it's become a new thing to say, oh, don't play for milestones, don't play for milestones. No one plays for milestones. Everyone plays to make sure that the team wins.
Also, look, it's a great thing. So whenever you look at a team, there's a very interesting dynamic that happens between team coaches and owners and team players. At the end of the day, they will ask you to be unselfish, the coaches, because more unselfish you are, the more the team can win. However, your chances of getting picked, your chances of getting noticed, your chances of your name jumping out depend on your having a certain amount of individual performance as well. Okay. Now the truth of it is that if you don't make that individual performance, even your guys are not going to back you.
So
that's what happens. So the truth of it is, it's unselfishness suits a team fantastically and owners fantastically. It does not always suit players who are year on year dependent on auctions and this thing to repeatedly show their performance. So there's always a dynamic, and that dynamic, unless it works for both, is not...
No, and you look at this Punjab team. The reason we're talking about Priyacharya so much is because he got 100.
Absolutely.
If he had got a 65 in 25 balls or 28 balls, it would be a great innings. It would be a fabulous innings. But the kind of conversation that's happened after he's got 100 is completely different to getting a 65 ball. Shashank's played those kind of innings. Ashutosh has played those kind of innings.
Priyansh got a 60 in the first match, but
you've not spoken about it. But once he's got to that milestone of 100, suddenly, oh, Priyacharya, what a player. Have you seen that? Why? Because he's got to that 100. Again, it was a selfless innings, but the conversation around him is because he got to that milestone of 100. So, I mean, we really shouldn't downplay these milestones.
Yes. No, but Shreyas didn't get to that 100, but those 15, 20 runs that he'd be really angry about because we felt that it would cost the team, Stoinis came and finished it off and showed the world why Stoinis is that finisher, why there's so much backing behind Stoinis is because of what he comes out and does.
Absolutely. And look at Stoinis. The beauty of Stoinis is Stoinis in leagues around the world also opens the batting. So you play him, I mean, he's literally the Swiss Army knife. He can bowl, he can bat, he can bat in the opening, he can bat at the death.
Australia's KL Rahul.
Yeah, Australia's KL Rahul.
But we're talking about SRH batting now because, well, let's face it, that this pitch is something that SRH batters want. It is an advantage of the SRH batters. So will they come in with this pressure right now that it's 245, we can't afford to lose wickets, or just go for it from the word go?
If you want to go for him. Look, I think Abhishek Sharma and Travis had no other way in T20 cricket. Plus the score that they have in front of them, the power play is crucial. Even if you've got to get 70 plus. Even if it means, because you've got such a strong batting lineup, even if it means you've lost 2 or 3, if you're 75 for 3, you're still in a sense in the game. But if you're 45, 50 for no loss, 45... then it's a bit of an uphill task. So they've got to come out, bat. Again, clarity. There'll be no doubt in their mind as to how they need to approach this.
So will it ease the pressure of them? It will almost be like, okay, there's no other way.
It eases pressure. I think totals like this ease pressure because you have nothing to lose. Nobody's going to tell you that you've got out, why you're trying to hit a big shot in the first over.
No, but I think that it's slightly different. I think if they were in a better position on the table, not having lost 4 out of the 5 games playing, then it definitely would have eased pressure. But in a sense, this is a must-win game for them. Otherwise, they have 1 win out of 6. And it's going to be a real uphill task to come in the top 4 then. So from that point of view, they would have obviously, in a sense, be thinking, a must-win game, 245, now that there is pressure. Like I said, if they were 3 wins out of 5, absolutely. No one, you go out there, bat, boom, boom, boom. If you get close to it, people will say, fabulous. If you don't get close to it, everyone will say, oh, listen, it was a big score. You have to play a shot. You got out. No big deal.
Well, it's no big deal that we didn't get the prediction game right. Because how can we? When there are scores like this that they go and put up. But we'll have to attempt it once again and hope that we win it this time. The pressure is on us, just like it is on Hyderabad, because we need to get a win in now, Joyda.
74.
76.
74, 76. I'll go with 71. You said it has to be about...
I'm surprised you didn't go with 73.
Yeah, it was too close, no? No, it's okay. I'll stick to 71. But we need, the above 70.
More than us, SRH does.
Well, SRH needs that 89, which Punjab got or more. But I think they'll settle for the 70 as well in the power play. Thank you, Joyda. Thank you, Rohan. We'll see if we get a win in, and we'll see if we get some fireworks from Hyderabad, because the crowd there has been waiting for fireworks from their home team. We'll give you all the updates at the 10 over point at the Cricbuzz Combox. Thank you so much for watching. Voltas presents Cricbuzz Live.
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत। station. ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad Punjab Express Railway Station Netaji Bhavan.